All right, guys, this situation is moving so fast right now. I'm trying to stay on top of it. I'm only one guy. I'm dropping tomorrow another video on a similar situation, eerily similar situation in Florida, where a real estate agent was taken out by, how can we say this? Um, by a person, a person of hue. Um, yeah, but this guy, we've all been up to date on this story right here. Joseph Vindel. I just did the video on this. Go back and watch the video I just did. The very last video I did, I go in depth on this. However, I neglected to mention and neglected to show you the proof of how woke this brother was. This brother, by friends are saying that he was a BLM activist. That's how his friends are describing him. He was completely down with the cause before this young person killed him while he was trying to sell a dirt bike for $2,750. Okay, guys, make sure you hit that like button when you come in. Make sure you share these videos on your Twitter. Subscribe if you haven't. And most importantly, take that $5 challenge via PayPal or via the Cash App. And if you're watching this as Premiere, take the challenge via the Super Chat as well. Let's get into it. And this is his post from 40 weeks ago, which would be around the time that our brother George Floyd, who ironically enough would have probably done our buddy Joseph Vindel the same way had they crossed paths. If you want that video, hit me in the comment section. I'll send you that video. This would have turned out the same way. Floyd did 2 stints in the pen for armed robbery, but the details are just wow. So Vindel would have ended up the same way had he crossed paths with Floyd. However, he was very woke, and his friends say he was completely with the whole BLM thing. Like, it was like, a passion of his, just like many white people we saw. The stats said 90% of the BLM protesters were white people. I told you that years ago in videos before even all the summer of 2020. I was telling you that in 2017 for the protesters I went to for Mike Brown and Trayvon Martin. I was telling you that then. BLM is a majority white movement founded by 3 black members of the LGBT community. And the people on his page are going in on him. They are going in on him. Like, we talk about how the rappers, when one rapper dies, the other rappers say they smoking on packs and whatnot. But these people on my man's site are going in on him, okay? They are going in. We're going to get to that in a second, but first I want to show you guys how bad the crime is in the carjacking. This guy was carjacked because the guy took his car too. The guy not only took his money, but he also took his car, and his bike. So took his truck. His truck. So the guy brought the bike over there in the truck to sell it. The guy, the person, took his car with the bike in it and all that stuff and his money. So look, it's getting so bad with these carjackings in these urban communities by these people that drastic measures are being taken.
Huddled on the west side sidewalk in City rideshare drivers clutched candles in honor of their colleagues who've been shot on the job.
They ordered a ride and, they got in my car and they pulled a gun on me, took my car.
Mustafa Awasi was nearly one of them.
I gave it to them because he had his gun to my head, I wouldn't... it's just a car, you could replace a car.
That was the last time he ever drove for Uber or Lyft in November. Carjackings have skyrocketed exponentially since then.
He's going to be paralyzed for the rest of his life from the waist down.
That incident was February 27th. On January 20th, surveillance video captured a group of young carjackers threatening a rideshare driver at gunpoint and speeding off in the middle of the night. Another was left shot in the chest in the backseat of his car in broad daylight last week.
It's like a flashback every single time, it's like I start thinking about what happened.
Now these drivers are demanding changes that would require passengers to show a picture before ordering a ride.
There's a group of carjackers that are like, hey guys, let's go carjack somebody, we can order it. I'm guessing the carjackers are going to be deterred.
So far, only Lyft has responded with a statement saying they appreciate the Independent Drivers Guild proposals to enhance driver safety, and they look forward to working together with drivers on those issues. On the Northwest Side, Liz Nagy, ABC 7 Eyewitness News.
Okay, so this is our friend Joseph Vindel. This is his page, his Instagram page, and this was on Blackout Tuesday, and he was, as you know, he was killed recently by a person. That's all. That's the only description that the article's giving us. A person killed him, but he was a Black Lives activist, and people are on his page just leaving, it's unfortunate. Everything they're saying is true, but I just don't like to see this put on this guy's page when he's dead. He died. He was for the cause. He dedicated, a portion. He was a real estate agent. He traveled a lot. He was a family man. He had a lot of friends, but he got swept up in the wave, last summer with the wokey woke stuff. And people are reminding him that, he was one of the people blocking traffic when people were trying to get where they were going. One of the people demonstrated, I don't know if he was actually burning down small businesses and burning down, amenities, neighborhood amenities like drugstores and department stores and cell phone stores and liquor stores and small grocery stores and clothing stores, things that people in their communities, especially in the communities they were burning them down in, needed. They were burning down fast food stores. A lot of these communities where these white liberals came into to burn and pillage, a lot of these places that the white liberals came in to burn and pillage and invent, not in the name of black people really, but in the name of anti-Trumpism, because it was really about getting Trump out of office. It was never really about black people. So when you look at it like that, it's kind of like, I guess, turnabout is fair play, but they would come into black communities and burn them to the ground and loot and pillage and tear up all the amenities in the black communities. And it created an air that, the country was irrevocably racist and racism was the law of the land, and everybody in the institutions and the police were racist, and everything needed to be burned to the ground to show their solidarity with black people, even though it was only about Trump. And black people are still getting killed by police every day in America because they're resisting and they're fighting with police. And it's a very small part of the black population that's resisting and fighting with police. Only 14 only 14 black people were killed, unarmed black people were killed by police last year. That's including Rashard Brooks. And there are 17,985 police departments working 365 days a year. So multiply 14, well, divide 14. First, you have to multiply 17,985 by 365. Then you divide that number by 14. Somebody get in the comment section and tell me that. 17,985, which is the number of police departments, working 365 days in a year. So you multiply those two, and then you divide it by the number of black people unarmed that were killed by police last year, including Rashard Brooks, which is 14. And then somebody get in the comment section and give me that number. Because that will show you how, basically, even if you want, and these police deal with thousands of calls a day and hundreds of calls a day in even the smaller departments. So, but we're not going to get into that. We'll just act like, whatever day that person was killed. However, this was to get Trump out of office. So it was never about black people. All the wokey woke stuff, it was about getting Trump out of office because they don't protest anymore when black people. You would think black people stopped getting killed, wouldn't you? Hit one if you think black people stopped getting killed by police since Biden took over. Hit one if you believe that. Because it's not true. I've done several stories. That's why you need to subscribe to all my channels. I've done several stories of egregious killings of black men. No protest. It was never about the black men. So in a way, you feel bad for this guy, but he was probably a poser. It was just about getting Trump out of office and getting Biden in. It was a power play by liberals. So I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me, do you feel bad for him? Do you feel good? I mean, do you feel like he got what he deserved, like these people on his IG page are saying, or do you feel bad for him? Hit one if you feel bad for him. Two if you feel like he got what he deserved. Because I don't think that he got what he deserved, because it was never about black people. Like, it's never about black people. I think 15 black people have been killed by police this year. Not unarmed, but I think 15 some crazy, some amount. I don't know how many unarmed have been killed this year, but I know it's been a few. But we haven't seen any protests. And you can see it with just the way they treat every little situation that's supposed to be racist. They don't care anymore about racism because Trump's gone. So I mean, look, I feel bad for this guy because he had a family and everything, but I know he ain't give a damn about me. It wasn't about me. He knew black people wasn't out here getting killed by police every day. And he knew damn well these white people know how many police departments it is. I put that in my videos because for the black people. White people understand. White people know there are almost 18,000 police departments in this country. Black people think it's just one. The police.
People are going to be absolutely shocked and just so sad. We're used to walking in and watching, Joey, run around the office and full of life.
A life taken too soon. 29-year-old real estate agent Joseph Findell, Joey to his friends, shot and killed on the West Bank of Jefferson Parish on Sunday. He was trying to sell a dirt bike on Facebook Marketplace when he was shot and killed. Tonight, Joey's friends are grieving, and the sheriff in Jefferson Parish is sharing a warning. Joseph Findell was a rising star in the world of New Orleans real estate.
We're used to walking in and watching, Joey, run around the office and full of life and just, really boosting everyone's moods all the time.
But that didn't happen on this day. JPSO says the 29-year-old is the latest murder victim in Jefferson Parish. He was shot and killed Sunday afternoon. Liz Baer worked at Berkshire Hathaway with Findell.
He was really just an amazing guy. I mean, so vivacious, so full of life.
Cops say Findell went to this West Bank apartment complex on Manhattan Boulevard to sell a dirt bike to this man, 20-year-old Jalen Harvey. The deal was brokered over a Facebook marketplace app. That's when investigators say Findell was shot and killed. The reason, not yet known. But
Mr. Harvey admitted to shooting Mr. Findell, driving his vehicle to the city of New Orleans, where he abandoned it.
The victim's car was recovered late Sunday night. Detectives used the data from the Facebook marketplace activity to locate Harvey. They say the stolen dirt bike and alleged murder weapon used were in Harvey's apartment.
Sales.
Sheriff Joe Lapinto has a warning for those using online marketplace sites.
Look, if it doesn't feel right, get out. The fact of it is you can choose your location of where you're going to be, and if they're not showing up there, but for whatever reason, there's somebody else that you can sell it to.
Findell's loved ones are still trying to come to grips with his loss.
He had everything it took to make a great career in real estate and just such a strong, shining beginning, and this is just a complete tragedy.
Now, Sheriff Lapinto tells us in the last 12 months there have only been 6 reported incidents of crime in Jefferson Parish involving these marketplace-type sites. We should also point out Harvey is charged with first-degree murder. That means if the DA chooses, this is a death penalty-eligible case.